You backtracking, backsliding son of a bitch. Remember when Waka Flocka Flame made some statements on the Breakfast Club about transgender people, and he compared what Bruce Jenner was going through, giving in to transgenderism or whatever you want to call it. He compared it to basically the devil influencing him to do something that he just should not be doing. And he talked about like morals and the fact that people's children are watching this shit, and how basically in so many words it's not fair to the children that their minds are being corrupted by a lot of things in general. He spoke in general, and he said all of this in an interview, and I knew that there was going to be backlash. I didn't know how intense it would be. I didn't know how long it would take for it to really set in, but I knew that people were going to be pretty freaking mad at him. And I did smell an apology in the air, but this is ridiculous. I mean, this dude is basically, in so many words, kissing gay ass. At least that's the way I feel about it. I mean, he puckered up his lips and was ready to kiss some rainbow rump. But then again, he did say he was going to run for president. And I don't think he's even quite old enough. I think you have to be 35 to do that. But I'm thinking, like, is he trying to clean up his image because he's going to go through with the running for president thing? Like, for example, to promote an album or whatever. The real reason why he was saying that he was going to run for president was for, he was up there doing interviews about this shit and whatnot. Just, anyways, I'm going to read to you what Waka Flocka Flame said on Twitter about the whole transgender thing. And I really feel as if somebody kind of got to him. It might be the gay Illuminati, but who knows? Here's what Waka Flocka Flame had to say, and I quote, "I have nothing against transgender people. I simply feel we need to be careful what our children see as, quote, sensationalized. Children's brains are a constant development to adulthood, and they pay attention to everything, whether we want to accept it or not. I'm a father now, so I look at life a lot differently." Okay, so he went on to say, "I'm not homophobic. I have nothing against the gay community. I'm still standing on what I said. I'm not a fan of transgenders marketed like a superhero. Hashtag WFF. And yes, I was wrong for using the word hashtag evil. I apologize for that. And every person," I guess he meant to say every person, "I offended. Hashtag wrong choice of word. Hashtag Waka for Prez." Here's the deal, Waka. There was nothing wrong with what you said. I agree with most of what you said. And here's the thing. I said it before and I got to say it again. Transgender people are committing an extreme act of violence against self and self-hatred. We talk about people accepting themselves and whatnot and being their true selves, but transgender people are basically genital mutilators. So how do I respect somebody who cuts off their own hot dog? It makes absolutely no sense that I sit up here and condone and promote self-violence, because we talked about the women in Africa and other places around the world getting their clitorises clipped off, but yet he can clip his penis, and we say that the clitoris and the penis are somehow an equivalent because I guess they have the same amount of nerve endings or whatever. But you got to think about it like this. I'm supposed to support and condone someone cutting their own genitals off, rather having a doctor do it because they always knew that they were the gender that they're not and never will be. That's what people say. Well, he always knew he was a woman, so that's why he had to cut his dick off. First of all, if he was a woman, he wouldn't have to cut his dick off. He wouldn't be born with one unless he was a hermaphrodite or some shit. But at the end of the day, people were just making stuff up as they go along. It's kind of like talking to somebody who supports abortion. You have people out there saying, well, it's not really a baby, it's just a lump of cells. It's not really a human being, it's just some tissue. Just stupid shit that people say, because at the end of the day, people are going to lie as much as possible to get what they want out of life. The truth doesn't matter to them. Justice doesn't matter to them. Fairness does not matter to them. The only thing that matters to a lot of people is greed and getting what they want out of life. So at the end of the day, telling the truth, being fair, honest, open, those things are like speaking a foreign language to certain people. And you have all these people basically letting these gay men, because that's all a transgender is, a gay man pretend to be a woman and then lie to the world and claim that they're a woman, but they can't menstruate, they can't give birth, they don't ovulate, they don't have to experience PMS, cramps, all sorts of women's issues. They don't have to wear tampons, even though some gay men are walking around wearing tampons pretending to be a woman. Plus I've heard men say before that they were pregnant. I had to ask when I said, what are you pregnant with? A shit? But anyways, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels and visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Hey, Waka, you won't see me doing a retraction. They're genital mutilators. That's not just my opinion. That's fact. Meat Magazine.